Hey everybody, welcome to day 39 of the 60-day novel writing challenge, where we are going to be talking all about animals and how to write them well within our books. If you haven't hit that subscribe button below, go ahead and click it now, and whatever it is you're drinking today, go ahead and grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. Animals within our writing, I don't really mean animals that can talk and have really human characteristics, because they're just going to follow all the rules of human characters that we've kind of laid out already. I want to talk specifically about pets, about real animal-style animals, and how it is that we can make our readers fall in love with them. Because really, in real life, what makes us fall in love so fast is just how cute they are and how irresistible it is to look at them and just go, oh, inside, especially when they look like this guy. And one of the biggest factors that really makes us love animals, other than the cuteness factor, is the fact that they can love us back. And so I was just having a big conversation with my brother, and he was like, why do you foster kittens? And my answer was, because they can love. They deserve to have happy lives. They deserve to be nursed back to health if they're not feeling well, because they can feel a mutual sense of love. I want to take care of them. And he was like, well, why don't you foster bugs? And I said, well, because they don't love. And he said, well, would you ever foster robots? And I said, well, if the robots ever learned how to love, I guess I would nurse a robot back to health. We have strange conversations. But that is really true in writing as well, because we can never quite put into words the cuteness factor that we feel when we see a kitten. You know, we can describe it, but it's never quite going to be the real thing. So what we can do is we can show how those animals love the characters. That's a way to make them feel very real and like somebody that your reader wants to fall in love with as well. And then the real question becomes, how do we show the animals in our writing showing love? And while we're on the topic, let me show you what love looks like. Cuddling is one way to show love, and I'm going to show you that right here. But these two brothers, this is Taz is the big one and Sven is the little one. But there's other ways that we can show it too. We can have animals showing love by always being there for their character as well. So I actually have a real life example I'd like to share for this, which is that I had a dog, my favorite dog in the world. His name was Chip. And we were up camping one night, and he was like sleeping on the floor next to me. I was on, you know, like the trailer rollout couch bed, whatever it's called. And I was having this terrible nightmare, and I still remember it. It was horrible. And I truly to this day don't know how he knew, but my dog somehow sensed it and came over and like licked my face until he woke me up. And so I'm having this horrible nightmare, and I wake up to my favorite dog in the world, like just kind of gently nosing me and being like, you're okay, which, oh my gosh, if we were to write that for a character in a story, that's going to make you feel an instant connection to that dog, even though it's a real life story, because the dog is showing love and care for the owner. Another thing that we can do to make readers fall in love with the animals in our stories is that the silly things that they do can make them very endearing. So I have another story about that same dog who got us both sprayed by a skunk when we were out in the woods together. That makes a whole funny story. I will tell it to you guys some other time. It's a really good one. But there's also the time that he stole an entire pizza and ate the whole thing, and the guilt that this dog had for the next like several days. He wouldn't look anybody in the eye. He was so guilty that he had eaten this pizza. That is endearing because it's kind of silly, but also because it's almost humanizing that he has this emotion that he can show guilt. So having all of those within your animal characters is a really good way to make them feel real to your reader, to make them feel like somebody that your reader can connect with. And if you guys almost feel like you can connect with this dog yet that I'm telling you about, it's because I'm giving you those real examples. I'm not telling you about the dog, I am showing you. I'm showing you through real stories of who he was as a character. Even though he was in real life, he really was a character. And that is what we're shooting for as we write animals into our stories. So those are my few little tips about how to write animals into your stories. And of course, today we are working on 1,667 more words. So let's see, today is day 39, so yesterday we should have been at 13,336 words. I wrote 1,793 yesterday, so that put me at a total of 16,312, so still tracking ahead, and that's just in case I ever have a day that comes up that I'm not able to write as much. It's gonna be okay, I will still be on track. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off and write my words for today. We need another 1,667 to stay on track, and then I will see you guys tomorrow for day 40 of the 60-day novel writing challenge. And Sven and Taz also say goodbye. So does Snowball. Bye! was like, well, would you ever nurse a robot back to health? And I was like, I don't know, maybe if robots could love. And then we broke into, of course, a whole philosophical discussion about whether or not robots are able to love, but that's just kind of how we are.